Well, that's how you want to end the night. Started the day. I use the word disappointed, but it's not fair to use the word disappointed for Green Glitter. I think I was a little underwhelmed by her today, but after hearing how she scoped and realizing that she did trot 3 full seconds faster than she's ever been in her life, I'll cut her some slack. I mean, I think she's a nice filly. She's still at that what is she stage, right? I know she's going to be a handy horse. There's no two ways about that. I know she's going to be at minimum probably a decent stallion filly. If we take the hood off her today, put the earplugs on her, let her trot out of there, get away in the 2-hole or 3-hole, stay close, I think she's fine. But I just wanted her to have a quiet mile today. I really did, in my mind. I really did think that she would overpower them today. But when your airway has mucus in it, that's very hard to do, right? So I wasn't disappointed. Lots more coming after her. We had a full slate. We had 3 horses in Scioto, and we had our boy Drebin racing at Mohawk. Now, you guys are hopefully, if you're paying attention to the whole year, this whole storyline of Irresistible Sun and Gypsy Hill and Drebin, you're seeing how horses progress, right? We see them train down, but that's not the whole story. You're seeing Drebin turn into what could be a very nice horse right in front of your own eyes, and it's taken well over a year and a half to do that. Well over a year and a half. Gypsy Hill, you watched him get to the races and run all over the track. He looked terrible. Then we finally got him right. He was a little bit better. Had to be careful with him. Now we're in a place where we're less careful. Took all the bell boots off, let his hobbles way out tonight. I would almost bet he could go without the hobbles, no problem right now. We're not there yet. If we still have him at 4, I bet you he wears no hobbles. Almost guaranteed.
How many do we have in tomorrow?
Oh, a bunch. We'll go over those in a second. So we got to, Ava and I got to Ohio. I had to drive for a gentleman in the 5th. We got there around the 4th. I got locked in with him. Felt bad, but what are you going to do? And then I raced Gypsy Hill. Now, I didn't know how he'd be. We took the bell boots off. We let the hobbles out. Don't take it for granted. Make sure you don't break rule number 1. Make sure he feels comfortable. I scored him down. Felt really good. Danny's horse has got the rail. He's the favorite. Best case scenario, he leaves me on the front. Unlikely to happen. Worst case scenario in my mind, well, obviously I could make a break, but what I didn't want to see is get away 5th and end up 1st or 2nd over. He didn't really like being out in the flow. In the 3rd quarter. That's what I found about him, at least here at Scioto. At least right now. Now he's changing every week. I get out of there as well as I could, but the 4 horses bet down also. Chris Page has got me beat out fair and square. I don't want to go blasting into the turn, but I do want to get out well. So I end up getting away. How am I going to pull a U-turn with the police officer right there? I don't think I turned there. I think I turned up here. No, that's exactly where I was supposed to turn. Right there. Now what am I going to do? Oh well, I'm going to turn up here. So I know what's about to happen. Chris is going to clear to the front. He's going to tap the brakes. Out comes Danny. That's that. I'm not coming first over into that horse. Not with him tonight. As it turned out, I got away really well. Got away weirdly well in the 3-hole. Sat there, behaved. He was a little grabby coming out of the turn, but he understands. You can almost see him. You can see me kind of seesaw him a little bit, and then he let go of me. He just rode right up onto Chris's helmet, and he stayed there. Now, around the last turn, I'm getting to know Scioto a little bit more. I don't want to fan right. There's going to be no room in the middle. Big, giant passing lane. Chris ducks in, and I duck to the far left of Chris, and he makes a break. Now, I said I'm going to be 4th, 3rd. I kick the earplugs, and Gypsy Hill is sprinting the last 16th through the wire. He's charted 28 flat, but you can almost be certain his last 8th was 27 second speed quarter, right? That's speed. because I didn't even get him started up until I got him in the passing lane. So if he trotted his full last quarter in 28 seconds, that last 16th was 27 second speed for sure. Finished up, and if they show the run out after the race, he is gone. 5 steps after the wire, I had them by 6 lengths. That was the best I've ever seen that horse finish up his mile. He was awesome tonight, and I like that we let his hobbles out. I told Jason we'll probably let them out again, another hole. Really, really happy with what I saw, and he still chews at himself behind, but he's getting it's dissipating every week. And tonight, after the race, just the left hind was chewed up. The latter part, the top part of that boot was chewed up, but that's him. Not bad though. So he was great. I watched Drebin. I was so happy. I just turned it on as they were going past the 3/4. James fans him out, and like a big freight train charging down on the outside, gets up for second and looked very good. 54-3, 54-2. Last quarter had to be 27 and a piece, but he's starting to look like a nice horse. His confidence is growing. His belly is growing. He's getting bigger. He's getting stronger. Just very, very happy with what I see from Drebin, and you see Dominic's barn now starting to come to life as we whittle out, as we chop away at the brush, so to speak, the deadwood that we had in the barn, just the horses that weren't doing. And it's so weird. I said this to somebody the other day. I said it to Jim, one of our partners. He says, I dabble in the stock market, and it's like that. He said, sometimes you get rid of the stocks that aren't performing well, and the other ones do for some reason. It just seems that way. I don't dabble, so I don't know, but I can tell you it just seems like every time we get rid of some of the poorer horses, the better ones just seem to race good, and our barn is certainly coming forward right now in a big way. A big, big night tonight. So Drebin was second. Collector also first over, grinding, but that last 100 yards, it looked like Eva and I were watching it, and we went over to Starbucks for Stacy and Brett and Jason and Lauren and her and I, and we're sitting there in the drive-thru watching the race. Yeah, watching the race, and last 100 yards, he could have been fourth. Easily looked like he could have been fourth, but instead he got up the win. So a real determined race from him. I really like what I see from him. And then we went out with Irresistible Sun. He's the favorite. We let his hobbles out again. I told them probably get those bell boots off him now also, and start creeping his hobbles out a little bit more. I'll tell you, never an anxious moment. We went out of the gate. You could see how they were lining up, right? Tyler was just staying there so that everybody had to get in behind, so I was in no hurry. He doesn't want to be in front of me. He's not advancing. He's holding position. So I just let Sonny coast into the turn on his own steam. I could have been over there in 31 seconds. He was up there 29-2, but I never tightened the line. I just let him coast along on his own. I just wanted progressively faster quarters. Now, that's not fair. The third one was 28, the last one was 29, but I didn't pull the earplugs. I didn't really get into him a lot. I just kept him doing his work the whole way through the lane. And, as I said, there was never an anxious moment. Now, oh my goodness, thank you. Now, as Jason said, the last 11 weeks, that's 9 starts for Sonny. There's a week now break to the next Buckeye. He won't race next week. They go first leg of this series tonight, then the Buckeye on the July the 4th, then the next one on the next second leg of this series, July 11th, and then I assume the final on the 18th. But really, really happy with the way these colts are racing. Sweeney, I knew it wouldn't take long for Brett and Stacy to fall in love with Sweeney. They raved about how much they liked him tonight. Brett and Stacy both said they did. And then the other guy, Prince Charmer, although him and Sweeney may not be Buckeye horses, so to speak, they're going to be useful horses the rest of the summer. Jason just told me he entered 9 horses for Wednesday, so a lot going on yet this week. I got to get up tomorrow morning now. Ava and I finally get to sleep in a little bit, but have to still get up and beat the heat. So I want to be at the track at 8:30. We got to leave home at 8.
You call that sleeping in?
It has to be right now for the next month. That's going to be the best sleep-in you're going to get. So get to the track. We're going to train the horses, and we're going to train the horses. Go home, just relax for a couple hours. By 2:30 at the latest, we have to be underway because that is 2 hours until we gotta get off here. 2 hours until 2 hours until Arrowhead Hanover warms up. I can't wait to race this horse tomorrow. It just this is, I always say that. Oh, it's my favorite time of year. I do love this time of year. I love racing. Yeah, I love racing the babies and Arrowhead Hanover. We haven't got a win yet with the baby, and I was disappointed in Michigan today. It looked to me, Sunset Acres girl got locked in. She's not a sprinter, and Donnie tried to get her through, but after watching Mountaineer Prince gallop, it wasn't that he ran. If you watched a couple of times, he was well in camera view when he just looked discombobulated. How do you like that for a word? He looked rough when he tried to let him advance. And when you look at that horse, you look at the field. I think there was a fruit stand on the inside around the last turn, and they had a couple of lawn mowers. I think the one guy was on the inside of looked like he was on somebody's lawn coming out of the last turn. Pretty deep track. A lot of those fair tracks they're just bare. They don't have a lot of rock dust or anything. They're more like clay. But that looked like more of a turf, more of a plowed field. So maybe the flip-flops aren't going to do. I think Mountaineer Prince will wear anything. I really thought it wouldn't be a problem, but his performance today spoke volumes. It may be a problem. So I would just throw a pair of aluminums on him. And then as far as Sunset Acres girl, I'll leave that up to Donnie. He's an experienced horseman. He can do what he wants. But Mountaineer Prince, I wouldn't be as concerned with. But I am rock dust. Doesn't taste good. But I am a little bit concerned with just taking the flip-flops off Sunset Acres girl. But I'll leave that up to Don. He knows what he's doing. So that was tonight. We're all done now. Thursday, Friday, moving on. Arrowhead, Hanover. Irish Ray got pushed till tomorrow because of the heat and PEI. Don't Talk About Bruno is in, him and Hallie in the Clouds are in Kawartha. We've Spitfire in down here. Stacy's already asked me about the heat. What about the heat and him washing out? I said, Stacy, if it's too hot and he washes out, scratch the horse if you want. It's up to you. You train the horse. Kings County, 3-point blue chip, JK Victory. I'm Fancy Like, got a full card. They don't even have Arrowhead Hanover on the calendar yet. Calais, Arrowhead, 2-year-olds. Anyway, that means we have 11 tomorrow. Great day today. Hopefully even a equally good day tomorrow would be wonderful. But it certainly was a good day at the office. So hope you guys had fun watching. It was a good night, a bunch of seconds, and ended our night with a bang and a win and an irresistible sun. Excited about tomorrow. Take care.